Good evening, chat peeps. How was your Monday? How's it been? Has it been horrifying? Or has it been okay? I had something horrifying happen to me today, which some of my ladies, this is, men too. They're not grandmas, but there are grandpas out there, so I guess you guys can relate. I just feel like some of you, I don't know, respond differently to certain cues than us ladies do, but just the same. This may hit you the same way. So there I was, okay, driving through a red covered bridge that, is nearby. And my neighbor's daughter was inside of it with this boy. And they're probably 16, 17. And I'm starting to drive through, and she hasn't seen me in years, So I'm driving through, I drive by them, and I hear, "What's going on, Grandma?" And I was like, so I slammed the brakes on. I threw it in reverse. I started backing up and pretty fast, and the look on her face was like she didn't see that shit coming. She didn't see it coming, and I stop and I'm like, "Did you just say something to me?" And she was like, "No." And I'm like, "I could have swore I just heard you say, 'What's going on, Grandma?'" And she was like, "No, I didn't say that." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I said her name, and I'm like, do you know who I am? I'm your dad's neighbor." And she's just kind of looking, and I'm like, "Yeah, such and such's mom." And she was like, "Oh my God, Alice." And I'm like, "Yeah, you might want to watch what you're saying to people that are passing by." And then I kept going because there was someone behind me, but I gotta tell you, that little shit, I was like, now I'm thinking, I'm thinking, Grandma, fuck. We all get to a point where we are what we are, grandparents, aunts, whatever it might be. We get to a certain age, whether it's 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. And, we know that we're there. Okay, we get it. But we don't feel like we're there. And, it takes something like that, a situation like that, to really put things into perspective of where you're at, what you look like. People can pick you out of a crowd, and it is just like, oh my God, I'm fucking crushed right now. They even see me like that. It's just so hard in a way to accept, I guess. Right, people? It just is. And I mean, it's whatever. We all know what it is. We all know that it is. But just hearing it and having it brought to your direct attention is just, it's just insanely, tough, I guess. So I'm just curious, I know some of you probably are, very open to it and are proud and just I'm all set. I'm moving right along. I'm doing great with this. And, what's your problem? And salutations. I am so happy for you for that. I'm working on it. I was raised by somebody who was like, "Oh, your looks and all the things, my whole life." And, thankfully I know better. That's not what life is all about. That's not how people get by. That is like not like the most important thing. And I realize that. However, I was still raised by a person who was like, oh, all the things. So, that's really kind of hard to uncondition yourself from stuff like that. So I'm kind of a work in progress, and I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that were raised by the same kind of people. So, I am going to continue to work on acceptance of that sort of thing. So it's not quite so, it doesn't sting quite so much the next time someone says something like that to me, or like the first time I walk up in the line and they're like, senior citizen discount, because we know that's coming, right? I'll be 50 in November. I know that's not 90, but it's also not 25. So, there's kind of a sting factor to that. There is. Again, maybe not for all of you, but some of us. Throw in the comments any of your experiences. I'm interested in hearing your experiences and like what your responses were and who was involved. I want to know about like how you're feeling about where you're at with your age, and things that you might do that help you kind of coast along and just sort of ease into acceptance and ease into all of the things, and it also can help someone else, right? Like it can totally help somebody else just feel maybe even just the littlest bit different about their situation. I mean, there's people out there that are having a really hard time with this, and some of them can't even like move past the fact that, oh my God, like I'm getting, oh my God, so it could be helpful. I just thought that I would share that with you today, and that is something that a lot of us could relate to, right? And so for now, I am going to say see ya. Toodaloo. Good to see you all. Hope you have a great remainder of your Monday, and I hope Tuesday is like, really awesome to you. And hopefully we talk soon. Again, good to see you. Take care, everybody. Bye.